OTAN, Outreach and Technical Assistance Network.
Hello, everyone. My name is Marjorie Olavides. I am a project specialist for the Outreach and Technical Assistance Network, OTAN, and I'd like to welcome you all to this month's OTAN Tech Talk. Our guest speaker is Monica Espinoza from Torrance Adult School. Her topic today is Screencastify. All right, everybody ready? Let's get started. Take it away, Monica.
All right, so hello, everyone. Thank you for being here on a Friday afternoon. My name is Monica, as Marjorie said, and I'm a teacher at Torrance Adult School. At Torrance, I teach ESL level 6, 4, 5, and I also teach a Microsoft Office application class. All right, so today, and well, actually, here's my email as well. So if you'd like to contact me later, you may. Today, I'd like to show you, sorry about that. I'd like to show you how you can get started on Screencastify, how you can use Screencastify in your classroom, how I've used it in the past, sorry. And this presentation will also later be shared with you so that you could follow all of the links that I provide on this presentation. All right, so first I'd like to tell you about what made me start creating videos for my students. So that happened because I began spending more time in class helping my students with their computer literacy. I feel that they really need to build those skills. And so I wanted to do something to help them with that. So as I began venturing into that, I discovered that my students were so low and they required me and my assistance at almost every moment. So I found myself repeating myself 100 times. And then as students began arriving late or they were absent, they would miss my instructions. And so I would have to repeat myself again. I would get tired of answering the same question 50 times. And I also didn't have a lot of time to help those students who needed more help. So that was what made me look into Screencastify or Screencast-O-Matic, which I will also mention a little later. All right, so why even bother with this? So I first learned about Screencast-O-Matic, which is a similar recording program. Now, I had to find a way to address those issues that I was having in my classroom because I wanted to continue with this computer literacy, but it was taking a lot from me. And I myself would get a little frustrated sometimes because it was always teacher, teacher, teacher. And I would always be answering the same thing. So this was my way of how to address this. So why I recommend that you do this is because it saves you time in the long run. Just like any other lessons that you've repeated in your classroom, having these videos can save you time in the future when you would like to repeat this lesson. It also saves up your, frees up your time in class so that you could use it on other students who really, really need your help. Again, I'm talking about using this in a class with for digital literacy, but it actually would free you up in whatever topic that you're trying to teach. But I'm just speaking from personal experience. The students could watch your videos as many times as they need to. So if a student is late or if they are absent, they don't have to miss that instruction. Or if they're absent, they could also just view it from home. All right. Also, you don't have to repeat yourself as much, okay? As much, because you do still have to help them, especially when students are pretty low in their computer literacy and maybe they don't know how to click correctly or how to drag or drop or whatever it is that you're requiring them to do through your video. You might need to support them with hands-on practice with whatever it is that you're trying to get them to do. So you don't have to repeat yourself as much, but you will need to support them. You will have to continue to support them. All right, another way that this really helps us out is because we could record our sub-plans. So if you're ever going to be absent a day, a week, however long you're going to be absent and you are required to create sub-plans, It's a great way to do it because you're able to explain yourself a little better. All right, so let's get started. All right, so once again, once this presentation is shared with you, you can follow all of these links here on the right-hand side. You see that I created this 4-minute video for you, and it is a tutorial on how to get started. All right, so the first thing I would need to do is I would have to go to their website. Now, I'm only going to show you how to get to the website because there are some things that I cannot do right now because I am using my camera for this webinar. So I will just direct you to screencastify.com, and you do need a Google email for this. Sorry, let me go. All right, so I would just have to sign in. And then if you see, once you sign in, it prompts you to install an extension. So on the top right, I already have this extension installed. So anytime that I would want to record, I would begin any recording through here. Okay, let me go back. Okay, so this 4-minute video will take you through creating your account and working through that Chrome extension. Okay. All right, so how can you use this in your classroom? So again, I'm an ESL teacher, and I also try to incorporate instruction on how our students can improve. They're working with a computer. So how can you use this in your classroom? Let me tell you where I'm at. So right now, I'm at the point where it's only been me that has been creating these videos. In the future, I would like for my students to create videos as well, but for now, we're still working on remembering our passwords. So we'll get there eventually, but let me tell you what I've done so far with these videos. So teacher created substitute plans that worked phenomenally because I didn't have to write out all of my instructions. And if the substitute teacher had a question, she could just refer to the video. And she said that she found it very useful. So I'm glad that I took the time to do that. It was much more easy. It was much easier for me to do that than have to sit and write out all of my instructions. All right. I have also created listening activities for the students. So I've developed activities where perhaps I give them a handout that has missing information. And in the video, I am talking about X, Y, and Z, and they have to fill in whatever document they need to. I've also created instructional videos for my students on working on Microsoft Word or creating their Gmail account. And I've also created some videos so far that I've passed along to my colleagues on how to work with several of the Google apps. All right, so my goal for this year is to get my students to the point where they could record a video and they will record mock job interviews. That's an idea that I got from Screencastify's resources that I will share with you later. So as you see on the, let me see, okay, got it. This next slide, you'll be able to see some examples of what I've created in the past. So once you get a copy of this presentation, you'll be able to click on the links, and these are all example videos of what I've created. Now, as you can see on the top right, I mentioned Screencast-O-Matic before, and this is how I first began to record videos for my students. So take a look, I created a hyperlink to their page in case you are interested and you want to look it up a little more. Now they're not that different, but I prefer Screencastify now because it's so accessible. It's an extension on my Chrome web browser, and it also has that cool feature of annotation tools, which is they have several tools for you when you're recording a video. You can circle things, you can highlight things, you can write things in. So that's pretty cool. So I prefer Screencastify now, but I would encourage you to use either. I have no problems with Screencast-O-Matic either. All right, so on this next page, you see that I have listed some resources that are provided by Screencastify. So this link, the classroom resources link, will take you to each one of these things. This is what they provide. Now, if you see right here, the last one says that you can earn a Screencastify badge. And that is what the badge looks like. And I have received my badge not that long ago. And what it is, it's a free badge, so you don't have to pay for it. You can take these lessons, which are pretty cool because the lessons are no longer than 3 minutes at a time. You can take this free quiz as many times as you need to, and then you earn a badge. So I recommend that you look into the classroom resources. Particularly, I love the PDF about 50 ways to use Screencastify in the classroom. This is where you will find information about other subject areas. In case you're a math teacher, science teacher, social science, this is where you would find more ideas for your particular subject area, which could be used for other subject areas as well. Okay. So now that you've created a video, how do you share it with your students? Right? So I prefer to create shortened URLs using Bitly with my students. There are many other URL shorteners, but I just choose Bitly because that's my favorite. I'm well acquainted with it, and by now the students are used to it. So you can select any URL shortener that you'd like, but I hyperlinked Bitly where you can receive more information about how to work with it. It's a step-by-step to set it up. All right, so once I create that URL, I will either write the URL on the board and the students could type it into their browser and it will take them directly to the video. Sometimes I also like to to hyperlink this video into this running document that I have going with the students where they can go and pull resources from or drop things in. If you have Google Classroom or Canvas or many of the other online platforms, you could also add it there. If you have a website of your own, you could share it through Google Drive. But again, I prefer the hyperlink because that way you don't run the risk of students typing the link incorrectly. So the last point, which is share through a hyperlink, Microsoft Office and hyperlink Google, those will take you to instructions on how to create hyperlinks. All right, lastly, my experience and my recommendations to you. So my experience with this has been it's been very fun. When I first started making videos, I started small. So I started just explaining the homework to the students. I would send emails to the students, hyperlinked the video, and I would just explain what it is that they had to do for homework. That was very short. So I recommend that you do so as well until you feel more confident with the program. I would also recommend that you make sure that your mic and that your camera are working because yes, I have made some videos that I then realized have no sound and I felt very, very poorly about myself. I would also recommend that you kind of write out a script for yourself and that you speak slowly, so much slower than how I'm speaking now. It does help out to write things out and to emphasize what you want to say at specific times throughout your videos. That helps. Also, remind students to stop if they need to, because when I first created instructional videos, I just assumed that students, because of the nature of this, it's a video, so I can stop it and I can pause it and play it at my will. But some students it wasn't intuitive to them. And so they would try to watch a 5-minute instructional video, and then they tried to do whatever I was asking them. So they were extremely frustrated with themselves. And I had to tell them, hey, you can stop this video, do step 1, play the video again, do step 2. And so just now I just constantly remind them throughout the video, hey, stop the video if you need to. So just in case students forget, just remind them. I also recommend that you close any other programs that you have open. It just makes your video go quicker. You don't click on anything accidentally that you might not want to show in your video. So, anything that shows you shopping on Amazon, or if you have your attendance open up, or just close everything, it'll make your computer run much smoother. When you're making a video, I suggest that you also include an introduction, that you also wrap it up for them in the end. And again, encourage them to watch it again, to stop as needed. When you are creating your videos, also, please have everything ready for your tutorials so that students or whoever it is that you're sharing this video with, they don't have to watch you stumble and look around for a file or accidentally open something you don't want to show people. And lastly, if you lose your train of thought, pause the recording, because it does happen, and losing your train of thought could be avoided by creating a script. So pause the recording if you feel that you are getting lost. And again, so my recommendations and my experience has been that, well, students still need guidance. Creating a video for them doesn't fix everything, because I still need to help them sometimes get to the video, or sometimes understanding it. So we're not completely taking this whole period off. We still need to kind of support them along the way, and if they answer any questions that they might have. I would also recommend that you show them how to adjust the playback speed in a video. So I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you how to do that now if you don't already know. So here I am on YouTube, and I am listening to Disney music, right? So I would have to go to the gear. I would open, and here where it says playback speed, I can adjust the speed. So this is lower, and this would be quicker. So this still sounds good. This starts to sound pretty distorted, and this sounds very distorted. So I would recommend that you show them how to adjust the playback speed, and maybe around here, 0.75 is best for them. I would also urge you to, in your video and during class, that you just remind the students to stop and view the video as many times as they must. All right, so I think I've said everything I needed to say. So if you have any questions now for me, I would gladly answer them. And remember that I will later share this presentation with you.
Okay, thank you, Monica, for all of that information.
Mm-hmm.
OTAN would also like to thank all of you for coming to this Tech Talk. If you have a tool or some tips that you use in an adult education program and that you'd like to share with the adult education field, submit your idea at bit.ly/OTT signup. The OTT is in all caps and signup is lowercase. We also encourage you to subscribe to the OTAN YouTube channel, where you can view archived Tech Talks as well as view other OTAN videos. OTAN is a leadership project for adult education in California, and if you were at a WIOA-funded site, you can contact OTAN for additional services, including professional development at your site. Visit the OTAN webpage at otan.us or contact us by phone or email. We hope to see you all at future OTAN Tech Talks.